All right, the Turnball Stakes. No one I know or I've seen is going to give you this type of assessment on this race. No matter where you look, you're not going to find it. That's what I believe. What we got here in the Turnbull Stakes is a very interesting race. Definitely an exciting race. But what makes this very interesting, you see that our top four raiders, Aliana, Antino, Via Sistina, Sir Dilius, you see here they all go into the race third up. Um, and what this does with ratings, we've got their first up and second up ratings, but now they're coming to their peak levels. And what we've got to assess from there is what have they been rating and what they're going to progress to. All these horses, they're going to progress to a rating. We can't go off the rating from their first up or second up run. So this makes it quite tricky. But we do have patterns and we have their ratings, what they've done in the past. Now, it's going to sound funny. Aliana, Antino, and Sir Dilius, we do have potential of progressing. Via Sistina is the one that we have her rating. She doesn't normally progress third up. There's one small possibility or chance she might progress tomorrow, or Saturday, I should say. There's one small chance, but on our past ratings, she's going to run to her first up, second up levels because our ratings say she normally doesn't progress to a new level to fourth up. All right, if you look at our chart here, these are the ratings above average or below average or equal to average, what these horses will go. Aliana, we've given her a +4, but she could go anywhere between a +3 to 5. Antino, we've maxed him out at 5.5. That's on his past rating patterns. It might be pushing a bit, but that's what, if he goes to his Doomben Cup level, third up, 2,000 metres, that's what he's going to go. Via Sistina, we've talked about that. She does her +3s from first to third up. Then she progresses and goes through the roof after that. So Dilius, we've given him a +3 and we'll go over that. Golden Path, 1, 1.5, 1 to 4, Mora 1, -0.5 for Young Werver, Deacon equal to, all right, that's their ratings. You can see it really drops away after Sir Dilius. Golden Path is, we've only got Golden Path 3 lengths from the winner. And of course, we haven't got him progressing. He's max. That's what he did last start. He did 1 length above benchmark. And he's at his peak, right? So he's 3 lengths from the winner, and you'll say, well, he only just got beaten by Sir Dilius last start. I think maybe he meets it better the weight. So we'll talk about that. Look, let's go over Aliana. She's our top-rated horse. We've priced at 350. We've priced her very short. We've priced her on top. You're probably wondering how we've priced her that high. Let's go. We think we're dealing with a champion here, and we'll show you why we believe Aliana should be on top and what we're dealing with here. Okay, Aliana, why we've got her rated on top. We believe we're dealing with a future champion here. We really do. And we believe she's going to progress from her first up and second up run. When I was at International All Sports, and that was a long time ago, but since then I haven't found anything to discredit this belief, is that when horses progress, they normally do it in a 2-length jump and regress. So they, from their ratings, when they're going to hit a new peak or they're fit and they're going to peak in the prep, it'll be a 2-length jump. And when they're going to regress, 2 lengths back. Keep that in mind. This horse here, she did some unbelievable things. In her first prep here, she had a 6-week break, 1,400. She wins the Carbine Club by 3.5 lengths on the 2nd of the 11th. We can see we've given that a +2. That's already a very high rating. A +2 is big. Sir Dilius has been going around +2s. So we're already dealing with something big. Then she goes to the 1,000 guineas. I believe it's the day they couldn't make any ground. And she goes a +2. This sweep down, this is where we identified already how big she could be. Massive run, 15th length squeeze, but still finished the last 400 with a +4. Full of running, horse of the future. This was a very very big run. Like a 15 length squeeze is she did 15 length changeover speed, made a mid-race move basically. If we had to go 15 lengths faster in the middle race, that is quite big. What this normally does is gas horses. It should gas them. But instead, she finished with a +4. Most horses, the last 200, they look like they're finishing hard, but they're going equal to average or 1 length above or 2 lengths above. She did this squeeze plus. That's when we knew we were dealing with something big. So what does she do next preparation? She starts off behind broadsiding, 1400. It's too short for her lap, with a -0.5. And then she sort of levels out. She goes equal to average, benchmark. And then on the 22nd, she goes a +2. She hits her peak. She goes 2000. Now, mind you, there's a 2-length jump. Remember we talked about the 2-length jump? She progressed third up, going to do that by 2 lengths. So we're spending a lot of time on her because it's quite exciting when we're talking about her and seeing. You want to really learn about ratings and that, look at champions because their ratings are always in line. They're not up and down. Only champions are consistent like this. So we've got 2-length jump, and then we believe she went a +4 here. Here we go. Sorry, +4.5 when she went in the Oaks. Could be a little bit out. When we're doing 3-year-olds, they can be a little bit out. But maybe not, because look what she does here. She comes back with a +1.5. Normally she hits a +2 third up, but she comes back with a +1.5 behind Via Sistina, second on the EV10. And that's a new PB for first up. So we're saying this horse is improving every prep. She's hitting a new PB. We think she's going to hit a new PB. Well, she sort of does it second up, +3. We didn't like her second up. Going from the heavy 10, we think this horse wants 2,000 plus, or at least 2,000. We think that heavy 10, she's going to be a bit dour. Same with Via Sistina. But she outgunned Via Sistina in the straight and did a +3. And we've got, so what does this mean? We've given her a +4. We've given her, we see +3 to +5. We've given her a +4. But basically, guys, as you can see, she could go a +5 here because we believe 2 lengths jump. Last prep, she jumped by 2 lengths when she went 2,000. She could be a +5. So we're being conservative when we're saying Aliana's going a +4. And we know she's not going to regress. She's definitely, I'll be shocked if she only does a +3. But she could hold a +3, still can win this race. We believe she's going to land between a +3, +5. Why do we think we're dealing with a horse of the future? Future champion is every prep improving, and these ratings are getting up there. I'm really excited to see a Flemington 2000. I'm really, really excited. She could be a better horse, Melbourne Way of going. Some of those big runs, the Carbine Club, Saintly won the Carbine Club, Fangirl won the Carbine. It's a stepping stone for future champions. All right, enough of Aliana. Let's go to our second pick, Antino. Well, Antino, what does he have in the locker? Well, we all know, like we're seeing some +2s, +1.6, +2.7s, showing a lot of potential. Couldn't break through the 2 mark until he gets to, I think it was 4th up, till he gets that Caulfield run, which was 4th up to the mile. We all remember that run with Blake Shin. He does a +6, 4th up of the mile. Then he regressed to a +3 when he was beaten by Mr. Brightside and Fangirl. Then he goes to Hong Kong, comes back first up. So we've got a +6 here. Was that an outlier? Well, it was very hard to run the second up, Gold Coast 1800. It was a big win against Faulkner Park over Lika. It was a bit hard to rate, but it was up there. It was probably +3. But this Doobman run, he does it again with a 5.7. Third up, jumping to the 2000. What's he going to do? Well, we've got him going a -0.5. We've got him going +2.5 behind Brightside and Aliana. His ratings here, so we've got a half, +2, and a +6. Heard Golan say he needed those 2 runs. They're the 2 runs he needed. We really think that Antino is going to go to that next level. He's going to at least go 4.5. We've got him going 5.5. I think that's actually too much in hindsight. I think he'll go a 4.5. So even a 4.5, we still have him as a second pick, rated on $4. All right. Via Sustina. I hear you guys screaming. How can we price her at $5.50? How can you have a third pick? Well, let's talk rating patterns. We can only go off our rating patterns. And you tell me if you want to argue with these patterns. I can see a way out for Via Sustina. Let's go over it. And I'll show you the only reason why I think she might run a +3. I was convinced she'll run a +3, but it was only today going over it again very astutely that I think she could break through a +3, even though she hasn't done it before. This is what I said about champions. They rate consistently. They're beautiful to back because of these things. So let's look. We had her going on the 22nd of March, a +3. So we already knew that was in the locker. She starts her preparation. This is a Cox Plate prep. Let's go through a Cox Plate prep. On the 24th of the 8th, we know she can go +3. She runs a +3. She goes terribly at that heavy 9. And then third up on the soft 6, she goes a +3 again. So first up to third up, +3. Against Buckaroo and Elias. Beaten Elias by 1.5. Buckaroo's never gone past a +3. I don't believe so. You can't argue with that rating. If you put Via Sustina higher, then you're saying Elias is like a +. It's not a +2 horse. But then look at this. So much for the IAS. You progress by 2 lengths. She goes from a +3 to a +12, 4th up over the 2000. And then she regressed to a +5.5 when she wins at Flemington. So from first up to third up, she went a +3. She went first up +3. Forgive probably second up on the heavy. Third up +3. Then goes a +12 the Cox Plate. And then goes +5.5, regresses in that Champions Stakes. So, okay, let's go next prep. What does she do? She doesn't hit the wet tracks. She's all on good. And what do we got? We've got a +3 behind Fangirl and Lindemann. Beats Lindemann by a length. All right, I want to point that out because you might... Well, she actually... Yeah, it goes a +2.5 that day. And then she beats Fangirl and Lindemann. Beats Lindemann by 4. 0.4 of a length. Goes +2.5 again. All right, there's probably pace or whatever, but I don't think we rated it. But just to show you, this is our ratings. You want to start arguing about Via Sustina, why we've got her there. The horse is there. You can see that what we're doing here. It's hard to argue with these ratings, right? And then we've got her third up. She goes a +3 again, beating, you guessed it, Lindemann and Faulkner Park. Now, you can see on my socials, we really backed her in the buy on her. We talked about rating patterns, and a lot of people were knocking Via Sustina. We saw her as a good thing, and you can see when she beat the buy on her, she was $2. But rating patterns had her, you'd say she was on target for the Cox Plate +12 because she rated those +3s exactly like she did in the Cox Plate. So she should be running a +12. If the assessments and the ratings and the bookmakers rated to go that, but they wouldn't, even with the buy on her, they would have had her at $1.30, $1.40. They didn't have her $2.10. The buy on her, but she didn't just beat the buy on her. She kicked him. Probably Diana probably wanted more than 2,000 metres. That's another story, right? She didn't go plus 12, guys. She went plus 8. All right. Prior to Jenny not in the race, ran that pace probably. So these are very consistent ratings. She's held her rating and progressed 4th up, not 3rd up like she used to progressed 4th up to a plus 12 and a plus 8. Huge, huge. So what has she done this prep? Plus 2.5, beating Aliana, Arapahoe in 3rd, 1.5. You can't give it. And we know about that slow riding race. That's where Mr. Brightside is these days, around a plus 3. He used to do plus 4.5s, maybe plus 5, but he doesn't. Plus 3 is his peak these days. And we've got Aliana in there as well. Aliana was a better run if you look at the video. So we've got plus 2.5, plus 2.5. What in these ratings is going to tell us that she's going to go plus further than a plus 3? There's nothing. But we do have a real good close look. You know, she's gone a plus 8 in Sydney admittedly. She could be better Melbourne way of going. She could be. Hence the Cox Plate champion sprint. Although she did do a plus 8 Randwick. So it's hard to argue that she is better in Melbourne. And we know she did plus 3s in Sydney. But when she did a plus 3 here against Buckaroos on a soft 6, she's definitely not as good as given the track. We're given the track. So if she is better than Melbourne way of going, this plus 3 with against Buckaroo on a good track could be a plus 4, plus 5. But our ratings are very consistent saying a plus 3. But there could be a possibility. Melbourne, firmer track. If this was in Sydney, I'd be saying she's not going to go plus 3. Because that's what she was rating consistently. She's on target, guys. She's on target. To do a ratings plus 3, maybe she might go a bit further. But Aliana definitely, she's a horse on the way up. Sir Delius. Well, this is another one. This horse, we don't have a lot of info on, unlike Via Sistina or Aliana. What do we got? We've got a very consistent rater here. Doobman does a plus 2. Comes back first up with a plus 2.7. See, beating Lindemann. Lindeman's a great horse to keep all these ratings intact, doesn't it? Again, you see, Via Sistina running those plus 3s, beating Lindemann. Sir Delius runs almost a plus 3, ran second to Lindemann. What does he do? He regresses in Caulfield, probably didn't get around the track, and I believe this horse wants more ground. Did a plus 2. Now, he is going to get more ground, an extra 200 metres, Flemington, bigger track. That could be enough for him to progress. It's hard to say. But I do believe, I know they're going for the Cox Plate, but I do believe there's a horse that wants more ground. If it wasn't, these ratings here, plus 2, plus 2.7, plus 2, this is a sign of a horse is about to jump through. It's about to jump through the barrier. But I think he wants more ground. We played it safe. We've given him, and you can see on our chart, we've given him a plus 3. We've played it safe. It might not be the case. He might go plus 4, might go plus 5. So you can see how we've got a lot of question marks here, especially like we said, we've got all of them progressing. But I feel pretty comfortable in where our final assessment is, and that's Aliana as our top rater. We priced at 350. Market's got a 450 in it. That's why we got in the green. It's an overlay. Antino, we got $4. It probably, we could almost rate him equal. As we said, there's probably signs he's going to go plus 4, 4.5, not 5.5. We've got him going to 5.5. We've probably extended it, but he's up there equal with them. So, he could be a, $5.50 chance, $6, equal $6 with them. He'd still be an overlay, Antino. We do believe out of these horses we're talking about, Antino is with his patterns, the most likely to jump. Outside Aliana, his rate patterns telling us he's going to jump. And you got to remember, his sectionals, although you look at the video, it looked like he was tying last, he did run the quicker sectionals overall from Via Sistina. Even though Via Sistina was getting him back on the line and he wasn't fit, he's going to be a lot fitter. So we're pretty comfortable in this order here. Via Sistina, we've priced 550, 240. That's why she's in the red. She's unders. We got 210 when we knew she's going to go through the roof. They're asking you to take 240 when her rating patterns are saying she's not going to jump. And we've got a horses in the race, Antino, that can do a +4.5, and we got a new future champion, we think, in Aliana. Sir Dilius, we gave him the +3 from the barrier 14. I think that's a blessing. Gives him no choice to cross with Golden Path, and I think that's good. I think that's going to put him good stead being up on a pace. A horse that probably could be a bit dour, sprint the legs. You don't want him held up and trying to go like a rubber. You want him out and rolling, and that could be huge advantage, Sir Dilius. Good luck in trying to pass him, you see. So, because he's going to be tough on the finish, and he's going to keep finding, I believe. So, it's going to be tough to get past. It's going to be a great race between those top four. Really exciting. Golden Path, we've got him three lengths from the winner. No disadvantages here. It's up and fit. It's going to be up on the pace, everything. Half yours, we've got a 3.5 lengths. This in the yellow is some penalties or bonuses. Half yours definitely is going to want more ground. He's already had the run over 2,000. He's going to be more down on last start. We've got him as a 1.5 horse at the moment, and we don't think he's going to produce what he did that last start. So we got him 3.5 from the winner. Adelaide River went 1 plus 1.4 last start. Guys, they've switched. They're in Melbourne. They've gelded him. I really like this horse. You might want to have something on him in the Caulfield Cup. And again, we've penalised him here. I expect him to be a bit dour. He's just like half yours, staying the same distance. I don't know what the difference between half yours and Adelaide River is in the Caulfield Cup, but I've probably got 5 I like in the Caulfield Cup, admittedly. I don't know what weight he's got. I don't know if he handles Melbourne way going yet. But watch this horse, Adelaide River. Moira, we expect more from her. Disappointing last start, so penalised her a length. She's only done a +1 in Australia. She could go higher. There was maybe a forgive on the firm track. It won't be that firm this time, but we are saying she's a bit inconsistent with falling. Even on a top rating, we've got a hard troubling hers. Young Werther, etc. Deacon. So these are the overlays, these are the underlays. So here we got our top 4. Aliana, 350 to 440. Antino, $4, $10, big overlay. Via Sistina, 550, 240. Let's correct that. And Sir Dilius, 550 is 550. Like Sir Dilius, I think you got the right price, even though he's our 4th pick. Hey guys, a lot to take in. I hope I haven't babbled on too much. I really feel good at the order, the top 4. I really feel good. I really think they're the top 4. I don't think there's a lot. I do think there's a bit between them, Aliana. I do think Aliana's got the edge on Via Sistina and Antino to some degree. It's drawn beautifully. Sir Dilius could be interesting to run down. And I do think Aliana's got like I said, the edge on Via Sistina. So I feel pretty confident. I could maybe switch Sir Dilius and have Via Sistina 4th pick just to make you guys even cringe even more. But I'm pretty comfortable with the order. We can argue about those prices. I've probably got Antino a little bit short. You can argue about those prices, but I'm pretty confident about that order. Hey guys, good luck. Enjoy your punting, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.